Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, third grade Egyptian crack A level, we are going to complete our unit, but this is the second part of the unit, the grammar. Here we have the simple, present simple. As you know, all that the present simple is the first form of the verb without any addition, any any noun, plural nouns, or I, we, you, they, the verb in the stem without any addition, but with the he, she, or it, or any singular noun, you have to add s. With the yes or no question, you have to use do or does plus the subject or noun or pronoun. After that, you put the verb in the stem. Well, this is the answer for this question. We use the present simple, as you know, for permanent states, repeated action, and the daily routine. Here we have he works at a hotel. This is permanent state. He lies the tables and serves dinner every day. Daily routine, repeated action. Also, we use the present simple for general truth and laws of nature. Here we have it rarely rains in the desert, okay? For timetables, trains, planes, and the um, programs, okay? Here we have the plane to London takes off at, here you have to put if another if takes off at 6:50 a.m. Okay, for sports, um, contem there is sports comment. Here we have commentary or commentaries. He'll kick the ball and passes it to Dawson. If you are a commenter, for example, here we have the present simple is often used with the adverbs of frequency, like always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, and rarely, never for the negative meaning. To show how often something happens, the adverbs of frequency answer the question how often. Yeah, for example, if there is a question starting with how often, you can use these adverbs to answer. How often do you go to bed? I always or usually go to bed early and something like that. Remove the question mark, but you should put full stop. By the way, this is a book. Okay, always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely or seldom, never. Okay, be careful about adding s. Here if the verb ends in ss, ch, sh, o, x, you have to add es. If the verb ends in y, but before the y is vowel, you have to add s with he or she or it, of course. But if there is a consonant before the y with he or she or it, you have to remove the y and add ies. Here we have the present continuous. Am is are plus verb ing. Are you working? Is he working? I'm not. This is the affirmative. This is the yes or no question. Okay. And this is the negative. You just put not after am or is or are. You can use it the for complete form, not or in apostrophe T, as you can see here. We use the present continuous for action taking place now or happening now at the moment, or temporary action that are going on around now, but not at the actual moment of the speaking. Helen is working hard these days. Right now, um, she is reading a newspaper. Maybe she is not working at the moment of speaking. Okay? With always when we want to express our irritation at the action which happen too often. You are always forgetting to pay the bills. Here is irritation or to be angry. Okay? Not satisfied. For action that we have already arranged to do in the near future, especially when the time and place have been decided. Mm, mm. Okay, Malin is getting married at 3 this afternoon. Of course, they have arranged the time and the place for wedding ceremony have been decided before. For changing or developing situation, more and more forests are disappearing because of fires. Here the present continuous is used with the following time expressions like now or the keywords at the moment, these days, at present, tonight, nowadays, still, etc. and so on. Here we have some notes about adding ing. When the verb ends in ie, convert ie to y and add ing. When there is e at the end of the verb, you have to remove the e and add ing. Some verbs ends in consonant, but before the consonant there is a vowel. You have to double the consonant, but not all. Here we have another tense, the present perfect. As you see, we have or has. If we want to make the short form of have apostrophe VE or the short form of has apostrophe S. I, we, you, they, and any plural noun take have, he, she, it, or any singular noun take has. Here we have the verb left, irregular, but arrived. This is regular. Okay. Here we have yes or no question. Have you left? Have you arrived? Yes, I have, or no, I have. Here we have the negative. You put not after have or has, and before the past participle. Why we use the present perfect? We use the present perfect and the present perfect continuous to describe actions which started in the past and continues in the past, but those results affect present. Okay. يبقى the results affect the present، يبقى في تأثير في الوقت الحالي. The present perfect is used to describe an action which started in the past and continues up to the present, especially with state verbs such as have, like, know, be, etc. In the case we often use for and since. Okay, they have been friends for 20 years. That means that they are still friends, okay? They met each other 20 years ago and they are still friends. As I told you before, the past perfect is also used to for an action which has recently finished and whose result in or the whose result is visible in the present. Okay, she has baked a lot of apples. So The apples are in the basket, so the action has finished. Okay? The present perfect is usually used with the following time expression. Let's see what are these expressions. Uh, Here we have already seen this film. Have you finished already? So you can put already uh, after have or has and before the past participle, and also you can put it at the end, especially with the question. Yet, yet always at the end of the sentence, but or the sentence as you see, has Roger left yet? This is a question. Simon has not finished yet. يبقى negative and the question. Just. I have just phoned. Okay, short time ago after have or has. Always she has always loved animals. Ever. Have you ever been abroad? Never, to give the meaning of the negative. Okay, she has never been to France. So far, I have sent 20 invitations so far. What have you done so far? Tell. The present perfect continuous. Here we have or has pen plus verb ing. Of course, you know quite well why we use have or has according to the uh, subject or the pronoun. Have you been reading? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Has she or he or it been reading? Okay, it reading. Okay, it's not reasonable. You haven't, okay, have not been reading. She hasn't been reading. So let's check the usage. Okay, here we have the present perfect continuous is used to put emphasize on the duration. This is the most important, emphasize. So an action which started in the past and continues up to the present, especially with expressions such as so far, since, all, and part a period of time, all morning, all day, or week, etc. Sarah has been picking vegetables for 2 hours. She started picking vegetables 2 hours ago, and she's still picking them now. The present perfect continuous is also used for an action which started and finished in the past and lasted for some time. The result of the action is visible in the present. He's dirty. Okay, maybe his clothes is not clean. He has been playing football. So he is no longer playing football. But the fact is that his clothes are dirty is visible now. Be careful or note this. Here, very important, both present perfect and continuous are used with the following time expression. How long? How long have you known Jack? Or how long have you been learning English? Duration for, okay, can be used with the present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. I have known Jack for 5 years. I haven't seen Emily for a long time. She has been working here for 20 years. Since starting point. حدث. Here we have they have been married since last April. We have been living here since 1980. I haven't talked to Anne since last Sunday. So, lately and recently, have you seen any good films lately or recently? She has been going out a lot lately or recently. Be careful about the difference. Here we have the Okay, there is a mistake here. They say present, but should be past. Here we have ed. And also maybe you will find this mistake in for the other tense. Here we have ed or left. Okay, also we have did. Okay, so we are dealing with the past simple. The past, okay, this is the correction. Past simple, okay. As you know that the past simple is the second form of the verb. How can we get it? By adding ed to the end of the verb, but you have to memorize the irregular verb. We used it for the question, yes or no, or WH, and for the negative, you put didn't plus the infinitive. The past simple is used for an action which happened at a definite time in the past. The time is stated already, known, or implied. They spent their holidays in Switzerland last winter. When did they go to Switzerland last winter? The time is stated, as you see. They had great time. The time is already known. For an action, this is the usage also, which happened immediately one after the other in the past. First, he read the message, then he called his boss. Okay, even there are two actions happen in the past. For habits or states which are now finished, in such cases, you can also use the expression used to. Um, okay, here, people traveled or used to travel by carriage in those days to talk about the lives of people who are no longer alive. Okay, Marilyn Monroe started in a number of successful films. Okay, this is an actress. Here we have the past simple is used with the following time expression: yesterday, last plus any period of time, last week, last month, last night, and so on, last year, can be a day, Mondays, and so on. 2 days, weeks, months, but here we have ago. Then, when, how long can be, date in the past, okay? As I have mentioned that if we have E, you just add D, but the verb should be regular. Okay, if we have consonant, but before the consonant vowel, have to double. Y, before Y consonant, you have to remove Y and add IED. But if Y, but before the Y is a vowel, you just add ED if the verb is regular. Okay, here is the pronunciation, landed, okay, and after S, booked. Here we have the other letters you see here, dived, okay. Here we have the present continuous. Okay, as I told you, there is a mistake here, present, okay, but past continuous. As you see here, we have was or were. This is from the book, not from us, okay? He, I, he, she, it, or any singular noun was, we, you, they, or any plural noun were, plus verb ing. Here we have was he watching? Were they watching? Yes, he was, or no, they weren't, according to the meaning. He wasn't or was not. They weren't or were not if we have negative. The past continuous is used for actions which was in progress at stated time in the past. We don't mention when the action started or finished. At 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they were sitting at an outdoor cafe. We don't know when they got to or when they left the cafe. For actions which was in progress when another action interrupted it. Be careful. We use the past continuous for the action in progress, longer action, and the past simple for the action which interrupted shorter action. So here we have the example. He was walking when he slipped on a banana skin. Okay, be careful while you are walking. For two or more stimulus past action, simultaneous past action. He was steering the boat while he was playing the guitar. Okay, so the two action where the two actions were happening at the same time, there is no interruption at all. So you can use the past continuous for both actions. Past perfect, as you know, past perfect is formed by using had plus the past participle. If we have regular verb, you just add d or ed or ied, but if the verb is irregular, you have to memorize. Okay? And this is the negative, you put not after had. The past perfect is used for action which happened before another past action or before a stated time in the past. They had already revised the table, reserved the table when they went to the restaurant. Yep, fee reservation before, and then they went to the restaurant. Yep, this is the first action, and that is the second action. They made reservation first, and then they went to the restaurant. They had already sat down for dinner by 8 p.m. For action which she finished in the past and whose result was visible in the past. Bill had injured his leg in a car accident, so he had to use a wheelchair for 6 months. The action finished in the past, and its result was visible in the past too. Be careful. Note, here we have the past perfect is the past perfect is the past equivalent of the present perfect. This is equal, okay? They had broken his leg. He had broken his leg. So he couldn't walk. Be careful about couldn't, okay? The action had broken happened in the past, and the result couldn't walk was visible in the past too. So the same meaning. Here we have past perfect and the present perfect. He had broken his leg, so he can't walk. Oh, the action had broken happened in the past, and the result can't walk was still visible in the present, so can be the same. We can use the past perfect or the past simple with uh, uh, before or after without any difference in the meaning. So uh, followed by present perfect, past perfect or past simple, no problem. She left after she had finished. Okay? You can say she left after she finished, but there is a little difference here. They followed immediately. The past perfect is used with the following time expressions, as you see: before, after, already, for, since, just, till, until, when, by or by the time, never, etc. Here we have the exercises that this exercise B and sentence. You just make your mind up and try to answer these sentences by choosing the right answer. As I told you before, I will write them again in the homework section. See you again, but now I should say goodbye.